Is SpaceX worth a $1.7 trillion? Is it even a rocket company? Or is it an AI company now? There is a lot going on over there, and we've got some very interesting things to talk about before its IPO in just a few short days. We're going to touch on its performance last year, what it does, what it says it's going to do, and maybe a bit more of a core debate on the current state of AI, and especially how it relates to SpaceX, which is no longer just a rocket company. At the end, I will also be making a little prediction about what's going to happen after the IPO. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. Now let's open up this magic book and see what we see. How about we start with its performance last year? Rather interesting. A $1.7 trillion valuation, made $8.67 billion in revenue last year, and negative $5 billion loss net. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's why it's so interesting to talk about. We've got kind of these two sides of people, the hype men, all of the people who have invested in it already, who have a vested interest in it going up, and then everyone else who's looking at these numbers and saying, are you kidding me? Good golly. Good gosh, I don't think it's worth $1.7 trillion. There's no other trillion-dollar company with numbers that bad. And we are talking about a rather controversial leader, aren't we? Now that he is maybe politically not aligned with where he used to be years ago, there's a lot of people who potentially don't like him. And there's a lot of controversy with some of his assets, including X. Okay, so a little bit of fear. But let's now talk about the company itself and why people think it might be worth $1.7 trillion and why he's able to get that valuation. I'm not going to tell you that I know exactly what the company is worth. That's what this debate is for. If you want to actually be able to understand this, you need to take in all sides, factor that in, and then use my beautiful, amazing prediction method at the end. I call it the anti-Kramer prediction method. All right, so some interesting things about this rocket company. One of them is that Starlink is their biggest moneymaker. So their biggest moneymaker is not their rockets, which is arguably the most amazing thing to have been created recently. Their rockets, not even AI. They have made reusable rockets. Everybody said they couldn't do that. So you think, okay, rocket company, okay, Mars, but it's really internet connectivity via their Starlink satellites. So that's where they make a lot of money. That's where they're going to be able to grow their revenue most quickly, it would seem like, in the future. But now we have another play. SpaceX has an AI, let's say, unit or chunk, because Elon Musk got a little bit annoyed with Sam Altman, Sam, after he gave him $40 million and the company is a little bit different than he thought it would be. So he stood up in record time, huge data centers, and built an AI company pretty much overnight, XAI. And that is now part of SpaceX. So that has merged. Why does that matter? Well, AI is a hot topic these days, and it's growing very, very fast. But no AI companies are really making any money. It's an impressive lesson in setting cash on fire, actually. But I'm not going to talk about Anthropic's valuation here, which is super, super interesting, especially given, anyway, stay on topic. So there's an AI play now with SpaceX. And I'm bringing that up because Google and Anthropic have now made a deal to purchase compute from XAI. $1.2 billion a month for Anthropic, and just under $1 billion a month for Google. So they have more than doubled their revenue in just a few months for the entire company. So from 18.6 billion to potentially over 40 billion. Now those are not long-term deals, they can be canceled relatively quickly, but the point is to show you just how quickly this fella, Elon, is able to increase revenues. It's almost like if he puts his mind to it, he can do it. And that's the amazing thing. Are people really betting on some revenues and some net loss? And what is special about SpaceX? Well, it's got a very interesting founder, doesn't it? The guy built an electric car company when everyone said you can't build a new company in the US. And he did it in California, of all places. And he managed, magically, against all odds, to make it work. He built a rocket company and made reusable rockets that everybody said was impossible, and managed to make it work. He built an AI company overnight, out of spite. He got an extra $2 billion a month in revenue by just calling up Google and Anthropic and saying, hey, I know how to build. I got some computers. You need some computers. You've been sitting pretty on your yachts for too long. You don't really know how to build anything. Give me some money. I give you some computers. All right, done. People are betting on the man, the myth, the legend, the Howard Hughes of our generation, Elon Musk, who has pretty much done the impossible. Everybody else, once they make $150 million at 30 years old, chills for the rest of their life. They have their 1.5 children in San Francisco and eat their cream cheese bagels, sit on their yachts in the Mediterranean for the summer. They don't really add much to society other than paying a lot of money for goods that go back into it. So it is this almost immeasurably successful man that people are betting on, who, if he sets his mind to it, can build another billion-dollar company overnight. And let's be honest, a lot of people think that it's going to merge with Tesla as well and become essentially Tyrell Corp. Let's hope that the replicants don't come for us. I just realized he is building the robots, actually. Okay, I don't want to go too far down that path. Mr. Tyrell, be nice to us, please. The point is that even though the numbers don't justify 1.7 trillion now, this guy has done the impossible over and over and over again, which leads to an increased level of hype. And everybody who has a vested interest in the company, including he himself, Elon Musk, knows this. That's why they pushed the valuation up so high. They're not stupid. In order to have a company that can continually raise money, they have to be hype men. Look at Anthropic. What are you hyping? I don't care if it's 2% better than the last model. I'm not going home earlier on Friday yet. So, side note, my point is they know how to hype things up. But a lot of people are starting to believe that hype now, for better or for worse. Could be true, might not be true. I don't think that many people are actually banking on a colony in Mars when they price this, as much as they are banking on the fact that it seems like this guy can just turn on the money spigot when he wants to, when he puts his mind to it. And the one thing that he can do that everybody else seems to not be able to do, build the cars, build the rockets, build the data centers, build the robots. He's going to be building the chips soon. He knows how to build. And it seems like pretty much nobody else knows how to do that. And if I were to condense it, I'd probably say that that's the valuation. That this guy is a builder. And a lot of people want to be on board with him. And they want to see the future built. Now, I still don't know if it's worth 1.7 trillion or not. I don't know if it's going to go up or down after the IPO, but I have a great little prediction tool here. It is called Anti-Kramer. It is the best predictor of what a stock is going to do in the entire world. So, is it going to go up or down? Choose, heads or tails. What'd you choose? It's tails. I hope you chose well. Damn. As someone who put in an order for shares, I'm not certain that that result bodes well for me. I hope you enjoyed this little chat. If you did, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon, giving us a thumbs up, leaving a comment, and sharing the video with your friends. And make sure to check the link below the video so you can sign up for our newsletter, where we send you the link to this video every week, because the social media platforms don't send you content anymore, unfortunately. It's kind of weird how that works. And please remember that the goal of these videos is commentary. Nothing is advice. I recommend that you be very careful with what you invest in. I myself am personally rather risk averse. So though I have put in an order for IPO shares, it is a very tiny amount of my overall portfolio. So if it goes down by 50%, I'll survive. If it goes up by 50%, I'll buy an extra bottle of wine from Trader Joe's. But that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe out there and see you next time.